We've all seen television shows that portray the police officer's job as a thrilling adventure, complete with flying bullets and high-speed car chases. Although real-life police do handle weapons and drive fast when they have to, in reality, their job is about public service. It's about serving and protecting the community and the citizens who live there. If you're looking for a career where helping people is the #1 goal and where there's no such thing as a typical day.
Is that Grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Great-grandma.
Great-grandma, wow.
Consider becoming a patrol officer, firefighter, dispatcher.
We do the job because we care and think we can make a difference. A badge doesn't make you perfect. It just gives you a lot of opportunities to make some good changes and do it in a good way.
2 years ago, Tammy Medanes applied for an entry-level position as a patrol officer in Windsor, Connecticut. Before she was accepted into the training program, Tammy underwent a background check of her personal history. She also had to pass both written and physical examinations, as well as a lie detector test. After meeting these qualifications, she completed a 14-week training course at the police academy.
During that time, you learn patrol procedures, tactical procedures. You do mock crime scenes, mock motor vehicle stops. So to be well-trained and on the ball, it really helps to assist you in your job performance.
The training continues long after the 14 weeks at the academy. Trainees work with experienced officers in the field for up to 12 additional weeks. They make arrests, file reports, and write tickets. In short, they learn exactly what it takes to be a working police officer. Once trainees complete their field training and are assigned their own patrol area or district, they have all the same responsibilities as officers who've been on duty for 10 or 20 years.
Throughout the night, you're sent on various calls. Some nights it's real quiet, and other nights you don't stop until you go home, and often you're here after the fact, doing paperwork or follow-ups.
For Tammy, a day's work begins at midnight. Before hitting the streets, she and her fellow officers are briefed by the sergeant in charge. At the briefing, they receive any information they may need concerning what took place on the previous shift. Next, Tammy tests her vehicle to make sure everything is in working order. After she logs her vehicle and district numbers onto the computer, she's all set to go.
Our department's really into proactive policing, which is self-initiated police work where you initiate motor vehicle stops, initiate business checks, and it deters crime. Proactive policing is a way of attacking a problem before it becomes a serious problem.
As part of this proactive policing effort, Tammy makes a point of getting to know the people who live and work in her district. This takes extra effort on her part, but for Tammy, the effort has proved well worth it.
But you also want to know the business owners in the event an incident occurs. Same with the kids. You also want to build a rapport, so if you do need information later, you have it. Proactive policing is also a way for you to represent yourself in the community.
Whether checking in with area businesses, making a routine traffic stop, or answering a call about a robbery in progress, Tammy's job requires common sense and strong powers of observation. And there's something else Tammy must have, something no police officer can afford to be without: a finely tuned sense for trouble. Law enforcement personnel call this trusting your gut.
You see something that just isn't right and you need to check it out, and you kind of have that gut feeling. Follow your instinct. If it doesn't feel right, then you prevent it by making sure that you always have backup. The going quote around here is, you don't need to be a hero, and you need to be safe at all times.
But there are many other sides to police work. Tammy has discovered that she likes working with kids, and she's using that as a way of building her career. She spends a part of each week working at the Police Athletic League, a police-sponsored community center open to Windsor's youth.
What it does is it offers the children an opportunity to get off the street and be there with other peers and be involved with the police officers on a friendly level. Often what will happen is you'll pick up a game of basketball and you give kids a little bit of respect, they'll give it back, threefold.
For Tammy, working at the Police Athletic League is not only fun and rewarding, it's good experience for the future. She's interested in sharing her police experience with students in the Windsor school system.
Eventually, I'd like to become the school officer. And I think crime prevention and drug use prevention and all that needs to start even at kindergarten grade level.
But as Tammy knows, this is a job that, with more education and training, will allow her to achieve many different goals, all at the same time, whether she's working with children or receiving more emergency training. Tammy is developing skills that will allow her to advance and maybe become a sergeant someday.
I also want to become a member of the emergency response team, and that requires you to be in real good physical condition and continuing to stay in shape. So hopefully, eventually, I'll be the first woman appointed to that position. I also want to make rank eventually, and become the first woman sergeant here.
Before achieving the title of sergeant, Tammy will train to become a field training officer. The police department will pay for as much as 50% of the cost of her ongoing education. Meanwhile, she can continue to work at a job she finds both challenging and rewarding. You probably can tell that the job of patrol officer requires a very special outlook and a strong commitment to serving the community. Do you think you might have what it takes?
We're there to help, and people usually don't realize that until it comes time where they need a police officer.
Sergeant Calvin Kurse started out as a Windsor patrol officer 5.5 years ago. He soon advanced to become a field training officer. His leadership qualities eventually won him the supervisory position of sergeant.
As a supervisor, I have to actually observe the officers in action. I would go and assist the officer as a backup, but also observe the officer's performance to make sure that the officer is practicing good officer safety, using good tactics, and that they're doing things within department regulations.
Kelvin's job comes with many other duties, including briefing the officers, scheduling, and heading up the police firearms instruction program. This variety is a big plus because, as Kelvin says, in this line of work, you have to be ready for anything.
The whole shift could be dead, nothing happened, and then you get the case of a lifetime is all of a sudden thrown in your lap. And you have to be prepared to go from 0 to 60 in a flash like that.
Sounds stressful? It can be. But then again, as in so many careers, there are important trade-offs.
I think that as a police officer, you become sort of a role model. I feel that we, all police officers, we work to keep crime in control. But again, we also do the other things, which are a whole lot of fun.
For Calvin, part of that fun comes from teaching in a school program known as Drug Abuse Resistance Education, or DARE. He teaches school children about the dangers of drugs, and while he's at it, he often makes a few friends.
It involves a 17-week program where you go into the schools and you get to know the kids on a personal basis. You eat lunch with the kids, you have recess with the kids, you jump double dutch, play football, everything.
The ability to jump double dutch is not a job requirement for becoming a police officer, but having a high school diploma is.
If you are out there and you want to become a police officer and you're thinking, wow, I don't have all this education, what I tell the kids is they should stay in school. This is a job that only requires a high school education.
What should you study to prepare for a job with the police force? You'll need a strong command of English and computer skills, since most officers spend a part of each shift writing up reports.
A second language, I definitely recommend that. I would suggest that you take advantage, by knowing what your surrounding area is, what language would be helpful to you.
So the next time you see a patrol officer, think about public service. Think about what it means to protect the community. And think about your career. Imagine yourself as a patrol officer.
You're heading where?
Communities, towns, cities all over the country need officers. You can choose where you want to live, where you want to work. But whatever community you settle in, whatever career you call your own, you'll have to bring your commitment. You'll have to care. So get ready now. Look into your future.